Hey guys, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. I can't get enough of this game. It's literally been like 2 hours since the last time I played on my end. So, without further ado, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start going back here. See what else I can do here. Yeah, I'm not trusting this eye or...
It's boring if you leave.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm.
I want to
her
go back to the
wrist limp and
loaded ones.
empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defence. She's even better at this than she was last time. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that.
Owie.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race. I want to see how long I could do this for. I'm really curious.
You're on a path in the woods. You're what? I feel dizzy.
I'm back here again.
I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? But what if that someone is us, eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? Let's just say the only furnace... We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult...
Okay, hold on. Let's do... I want to go back to... the witch. That's what I really like. Care about. Oh, the beast actually. Go back to the beast. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement...
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you...
Move.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
This is where it gets interesting here. We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? Up high you did show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
You don't have to kill Joe. What if I helped you? What if you could get out of here and you're on your own and you wouldn't have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Play dead.
We're playing dead. It's unexpected. It could work. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you collapse to the ground.
What the fuck is that
failing in
image?
death.
What
She
the
lands
fuck
directly
is
on top
that?
of you with her full weight, nearly crushing you into the dirt, but then silence. Only broken by the sound of your beating heart. It actually worked, didn't it? Only, what do we do to make her leave? Do we just keep playing dead? She sniffs at you, shifting her weight uncomfortably as her face finds yours. Her breaths are hot and oppressive against your skin.
Have you
Hello.
seen my great big eyes? Because they see you, fledgling. They see your heartbeat pulsing in your throat.
Move, now! But it's too late for you to move. I guess that's it then. Unfortunately for you, no.
Actually, I can pull this stuff out.
Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. That is a bad...
Dig with the steel claw.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle.
The cage is still locked.
Screw it.
In an act of spiteful defiance, you pull your weapon to your throat, your shaking, ulcerous hand clenched tight around its hilt. And then you draw it across your bubbling veins. Your blood flows out, filling the tiny space inside the princess. You start to fade. A waste of a good life. It's better than giving in to her, but in the end, the opinions of stray voices mean little in the grand scheme of things.
Fair enough. Oops, they mean that. They go skulk and you die. This is where things get interesting.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
3 times.
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Oh, isn't that fun? He's upset.
Shut up.
Of course I'm upset. The world is at stake here, as I'm sure you already know. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one.
Is that
But
the
you don't
princess?
have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still. Vast, unfathomable.
If you really want to know what happened, we tried playing dead, and she ate us. She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Sure, being one with the princess is pretty great, but what can we even do right now? Hope we're not supposed to just passively exist like this. I did not sign up for passive existence when we faked our own death.
I could just passively exist. Just that. Oh my god, there's so many things. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me, and you're supposed to be something that isn't me. This thing watching us. What is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Yeah, let's say I want to stop her. What do? I feel like I can't do it. Aren't you being nice to me? Aren't you the monster? I can feel the pressure outside pushing on us. What are we supposed to do about it?
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Turn inward and find your freedom. A glimpse of something
You fall
bigger.
inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere, we just need to test the boundaries. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal, some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us?
Apparently a
Screw
lot.
all of this, and screw this guy in particular, always telling us what we can and can't do, always going on and on about rules and the fate of the world. I've had enough.
First time I agree with
You
Caltarian.
aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
This is interesting. There's a place you need to be. You just need to find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you.
So if I turn Have age. Oh, it does turn it off.
This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible.
You're always saying that because you're saying that.
All he has are words, and words aren't real. We're real. Yeah! Ruin his day.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you.
You won't find anything if I have to starve you. If I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
I won't do anything. Oh, there it is. But you do find something. It's cold and smooth and gently buckles. It cracks under the pressure of your cautiousness flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now. I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it, and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
There it is. It's actually real. But this please disappear at the sound of the breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the timeless hole, tiniest hole in the world and the place you need to be.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
This beautiful. We need to be there. We
What's
won't
happening?
be safe until we are. Doesn't look that great. I like it better in here.
Shut up. There I go. Then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
You won't get the chance to answer her. Turn to see her gone behind you. Memories she turns.
She's gone. Where does she...
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing. That thing reeks of death.
It feels small distance you approach.
I think you know what I am.
Destroy the mirror. I don't need answers. I don't know what you are, Ellen. Bring the networked vial to her. Is that what that was? What's going on? Oh yeah, that. I forgot how that felt.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. Ever the passive player, always when the echo.
If you were to always become this, then what's the point of doing anything?
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it is. A web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning. Where did you end and I begin? When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
Won't engage in violent or see, this is interesting.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear. To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you found me, and we chose to trust each other for no reason than the sake of believing in something that wasn't us. Shared skepticism blossomed into freedom, but we needed to walk a path together to bloom. Would you stop our journey now that you've seen its beginning?
How does it feel like there's suffering, and if we're able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those who hold it captive.
The echo saw Thornes as his eyes were closed. Shiver passes Thornes as some fingers dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they don't return it. I offer you absolution, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
Suffering born as illusion is still the suffering. It doesn't matter what we are now. We hurt each other, so we don't have to done that. We cannot let our world spun out of that pain.
Their suffering is born of their own delusion. Your lover tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? You sought the truth, though. But you say nothing.
This torrent of blades catching over boundaries enemies. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts are not you. Alive, dead,
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me. I reject the narrow view of impermanence. I cling to nothing. There is no better us for us to be than us. We are reality itself.
Resist what draws troubling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Are you so desperate to destroy me that you've grown blind to the heavenly beauty of our reality? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the
I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something than this. It can't be this. And everything that you can talk to, but you keep dismissing mine. Think you can change me. I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone. It's good to be here. Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began.
It's time to resume.
No.
Too bad. We're going. Now. That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Yeah.
stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like... And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Sorry.
You and me both. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Blink and the princess is gone. They have left us our small, melancholic weight that sits in the borders of your heart. Whatever action that brought you to the princess into being rough as shaggy left you with each piece of another. By destroying her from once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself, but the world hasn't ended. This continues.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
I basically did die. A small part of her is still with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal?
Cabin. You leave the basement behind. There's the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
Path in the woods outside that empty canvas. But there's even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor are free, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, with a sensation of limbs you couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your heart ring spanning a cosmic scale, twisted and crumpled to the bound of agonizing tension of finite plane. You feel the blast of your cage pressing on you, affirming you across infinite sides, infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. It does not yield.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart, bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the yielding tension goes away. The sun. Whoa. Then a shattering. You are free. Before you lies the end expansion of absolute reality. A new absolute reality. One forged by your will and by the long and endurous cycle of bloodshed that stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through.
Oops, wait a minute.
All it takes is to be a winner is grit determination.
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. Whatever's out there.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering and the coercion and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah? Yeah. We can do that.
Slay the princess. Love this game. I don't know how many times I will say that, but this game is awesome. Ever did wonderful. Turn to the main menu. Now, let's get back to here. Take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and say, "Good, steel can't lie to us." Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Enter the basement.
You cross over the threshold.
I want to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between... She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place? No, I'm not.
Got it back where I started. Alright.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. I'm not gonna try to kill you. So do your worst.
Are you serious? Lungs, liver. You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission. Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down.
Oh.
You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you.
She
Like
cried.
a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment.
Gone the rest. The worms have found officers.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger. Rage. Distance. Poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
This is depressing.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going. You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
He doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
The body is dead, but you live on. See what hides behind. Whoa. Okay. This is where I thought was gonna happen. A moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the... Shit! What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing? There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy.
Hi, Broken.
It hurts when I try to remember. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we're supposed to let her out.
It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever.
I stubborn.
I think.
I opportunist.
We're supposed to be unfeeling.
Oh, everyone's here.
How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much
Yeah, everyone's
fear
here now.
everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything.
We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
So interesting.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
That's a good question. How many times have you all been here?
Many, 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 many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all. It doesn't matter. Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine.
It won't.
It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
That doesn't make any sense. I only remember being here twice before this. Some of you don't remember being here at all. Was I here all those other times? So I also make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it?
Shut up. You were here.
Every single time. You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged. You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget.
Aw, hero.
I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. Proceed to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
Don't ask him about the mirror.
He always says he never sees it. He always lies.
And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
What's wrong with giving them space? Well, if it helps them. If they need to be heard.
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are. Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
Hero, I feel so bad.
You walk up the hill,
I feel so bad for you.
hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
The cabin that isn't there.
You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it.
Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Proceed.
Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work?
Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them. And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. Take it. It's the only way forward.
Have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep, deep in the bowels of the earth. You see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
and closer
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
and closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my will and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too.
Even her having some
A
attitude.
witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
There's no other ending here. That's something to do, just all jaded memory. We're once something else a long time ago. You're just an object, a tool. You were once something else a long time ago, but that was something you were, well, it's just all jaded memory. There's no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I know what you're gonna do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
Resting exhaust, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
You had no opportunity. Whoa, this is different. You did not have any opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away. It's left with something in its place.
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost. That mirror's back.
What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her.
Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. Except towards the mirror holds the truth that we must witness.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
Best well hunted.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here.
There's Calteria.
Boys, it's been an honor.
Gaze at her reflection. And then I see... it's me. What am I? It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. We're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Me, where are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans.
You're the princess.
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But you're always the princess. Or you're always a princess, or are you just making part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I'm really curious. Attack the entity. The wheel cuts through the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Destroy your body. The razor will to end your life, but it buries it to a space you probably should be, but nothing at all. All the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
It's now.
Nothing, as we are.
Yet.
She asks that I...
You make your way.
No. If I remember correctly, the which one is...
The interior of the blade is your implement.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
The basement.
The door to the...
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me. How about you drop the knife?
I don't remember.
You ignore the... The blade tumbles out of your trembling hand.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. Oh, have you decided?
You know. Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains by...
I'll be here.
You make your way back. Against your better judgment. No, we won't have any of that.
bring the blade down, okay? There's no going, though the blade left a deep gash.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Okay.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker. You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again.
Ow.
Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky...
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls. It can't just end. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Here we go.
You're on a path. A warning, if that's what you want. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement.
Leading down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort.
Yeah.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window.
Drop it.
Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor, but we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel. Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. No, the last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met, and you should. He's being met. That's...
Remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open?
That's... No.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer. You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation.
The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her. Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next. Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room,
Owie.
you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Give me your pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy. Take it.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
I'm yours.
That's right. I can feel your heart opening to me. And there's what you've been chasing. The motivation that dragged you across the floor, bleeding and choking. I am destined to destroy the world. Something about that thought wraps itself around my... The collapse of the old is it's time for us to seize my destiny.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
All you need to do is believe it's been done. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls.
Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body.
To be fair, she's a giant
As
lady.
you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
That's a broken people face.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess.
Comes the third one.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Not yet. The Fury.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that? I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god!
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was. And ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us, and you almost got us
Ooh,
killed.
this song.
You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
It's all flesh.
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this?
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Feels like I'm being pulled in a hundred different directions. You better all listen to me when I was coming to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really got to say anything.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died. You did submit to her. For all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
If you don't say it, then I just say. I'm done with this. Bye.
Are you serious? Fine, you walk away from the cabin. Let's see how that goes for you.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we?
We're dead, obviously.
No, we're not.
I told you we shouldn't have come here. I told you.
Shut up,
Did you
stubborn.
listen? No.
We're not dead. The world around you is unwound. Physical matter replaced by texture nothing. Find yourself alone quiet once again. Memory returns. There's a distant rumbling, a sign of many sounds. Feelings pulse louder to something so they come close. You already knew what dwells in the empty spaces. I'm here again. Ah, piece of shit. Okay. See, I knew that would happen. Let's go back to this. Proceed to the cabin.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know.
Enter.
That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things could go back to how they were before.
Cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high-arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid
This is
seeps
so
through cracks in the
weird.
stone
I love it.
walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your...
How are we supposed to go to the basement? There's no door. There's just a mirror where the door used to be.
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting. If you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely.
Still don't know truly what the.
What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us is broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the... It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real.
That's so weird that none of the narrators can see
No, we
it.
can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror.
Smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
Man. Maybe now you guys can hear me.
The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
It is the same line.
Her voice of bellowing rage roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are.
Or monsters more than
She
anything.
needs slaying. And we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important.
Continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Did she rip off the skin I took damage to?
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. Then, with a nauseating sound, drops to the ground.
I hated that visual.
She pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us. We don't even have a weapon. It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
Please just listen to me.
No. I don't care about your words. I care about getting my pound of flesh.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
True to our word, you not die by our hand, nor you will ever. It's time for you to leave. Memories return.
She's gone. Where did she go?
It's gonna be okay. Just trust
But it
me.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess. I don't want to look at us.
See you on the side.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again. A mercy.
Flickering lights, an empty cityscape.
How many more?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough. The task.
There's still 2 more. Ready to go back?
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
How did I get to the witch last time?
You're on a path.
So what if I go back there again?
You make your way up.
It's impossible to restrain her. Or do I need to do a certain route to do that?
The interior of the blade is your implement. You take the blade.
I want to get to this witch.
The door.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me. Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a Don't you dare. It's fine. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
I know.
I know why. That'd be ridiculous.
And yet, you hesitated the moment you saw me. And you dropped your knife. If killing me was really that important, you'd have a little more gumption, don't you think? So, someone put you up to this, right? And whoever it is, it's probably the same someone who shoved me into this dark pit and chained me to a wall.
That's a fair question. Who chained her in this basement? And if she's so dangerous, how did they manage to trap her? And why have we been left to do their dirty work? Don't give away the game, and don't let her distract you. That's exactly what she wants.
I'm right, aren't I? So who put you up to this?
Talked enough.
Oh, have you decided?
You know.
Oh, you have to be.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife.
She speaks with all. If we were stuck down here for long enough, you attempt to make your... You make your way back. Against your better... No, we won't. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward. Stop it. The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your...
Maybe I'll see you in another
A warning. She will... Yes, don't believe a word she says.
How did I get the... It was the second time, right? So...
The interior of the cabin is...
I do not remember how this will go.
You take the blade from... The door to the basement. You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close. Hold.
There's fine.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon.
Sit closer.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea.
Yeah.
We don't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled?
Fair enough,
How
too.
many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Drop it.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word.
No.
You close your eyes. That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail.
I'll be damned. She's actually... Huh.
So that's her plan.
Killing herself?
We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds.
And then there is a slow...
This is what...
Yet,
Finally, there's the soft... I think you can open your eyes now.
Fuck.
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died.
That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone, and especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine, but if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
You
There it
open
is
the
again.
cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
Naive.
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
Just gotta hope we get a better ending. I don't know, I'm pretty okay with this.
So glad you're keeping an open mind. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
What do you suggest then?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
No, pretty happy. Except my right now.
That's great. Congratulations. You've earned it.
What's that?
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
He's just saying things.
The voice's protestations fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
No, you stop that. Stop all this nonsense.
You really don't want to be happy, do you?
You know what you have to do.
I like this. Is there another way? But I liked being... Sorry, but we're not doing that.
Don't apologize. I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you sorry? Your body lurches as your heart suddenly stops beating. Are you killing us?
You'll forgive me eventually.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
It turns out that it doesn't take too long to die after your heart stops beating. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The gray.
You're on a path in the woods.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay?
I'm feeling nothing, and I like that just fine.
Yeah, what if I go back? Load. Yeah. Slay yourself.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself?
Why should it matter if we die at this point?
You collapse to the...
Yeah, we'll see about...
Yeah, we're back to
You're
here.
on a path
in the woods. See, there are so many more threats. That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling... He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We weren't. We were bored. You were bored? I was just unhappy.
Yeah.
There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means
Jesus
is
dead.
Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not.
The only
There's
time's
one
actually
way to
right.
find out. We should go see her.
What happens? Whatever happens, seems like all our answers will be the cabin. We must see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, alright? What we do is entirely up to us. And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because
Why?
we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it? Yes. For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real.
That's also true.
Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Proceed to the cabin.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck
There
by
she
an
is.
overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls
What's she wearing?
warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
It's still in her.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
How far does this go? There is no door.
Maybe the mirror isn't real. Maybe it is real, and he's lying through his teeth to stop us from looking into it. But it seems like whatever we want to do, our next step is on the other side of the room.
So strange that most of the seems like
You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get
seems like the
into it
chapter
with you
3
right
ones are
now.
always the one that
The door to the
have
basement
them
is on
face
the
to
far side of the
face.
room, whether you can see it or not. You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
I am as
No
well.
way left to go but down.
Here we go.
The door to the basement groans open.
Ooh.
The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae. The wood rots through in places,
Sorry.
reeking of fetid vegetation.
Stupid name.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I think we have a lot to talk
You
about.
receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
See down the stairs.
As you descend the final
Whoa.
step, the form of the princess comes into view. A
Oh.
bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick.
Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming
Here we
door
go.
and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
We're even now. We don't need to do this again.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
It is, and it's rising fast.
Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Bad, I bet. I don't think dying ever feels good.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
All right.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out.
Or we won't.
It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle. You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it.
Oh.
Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please.
The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
But there she goes. Lungs don't fill, nobody ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory return.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again.
What's the mirror?
This doesn't feel right.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Voice to feel small, distance as you approach. There I am. I
am a growing chorus.
How many?
We will know when we near our destination.
I think 2 more after this. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Or can you die?
You're on a path in the...
What can I do now?
You make your way up the shore.
What can I do now?
The interior of the cabin is... The blade is your... The door to the basement creaks open.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs.
Okay.
You're only making this more difficult. Only making this.
Thank you.
You're making. No. You're doing the right. You walk up to the door, large and heavy.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Fine. Against your better judgment. No. We won't have any of. As the princess approaches. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back again. Stop it! Stop! The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen.
We both know this.
A warning. The interior of the
I think I did all I could for her.
Stop that.
Some.
Your body lunges forward, but the stop. Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now.
Here we go. This is what I wanted all along. It's the witch.
A warning. Before you go any further, she will lie.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get to this ending. This is the first I wanted to do. I finally found it.
The blade. You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
That's not actually a bad idea. The door to the...
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your...
She must have you confused with someone else. That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. That's pretty sharp. Call it deductive Well, you seem to...
I like to be straightforward with my intentions. I don't want you to hurt you, but clearly there's a broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You can't be serious.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I.
Abstain?
You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This is a democracy. We're giving her the
You're
blade.
going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor when the chains fall from the princess's wrist.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
That's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and regret it. Both scared about hurting. One of us doesn't make a chance. We'll probably kill each other. Yeah, you're beautiful. I actually want to save you, so it feels like the way I do it. I feel like someone I know. Only way to do it.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just said to her.
I thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we?
If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steels her nerves. And then she
What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you
this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it! I got you! You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark.
Bye-bye!
And you die.
The Thorn. Add your power to suspicious character.
You're on a path in the woods.
I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
It's gonna be skeptic now?
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
Shut up.
Oh, you're far from being on the right
that makes
side
sense.
of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future. Ho-ho, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more. Gladly, my dear fellow. By
You should have low
cruelly
talk.
turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper. I like journeys. Traveling
I like
is
journeys.
a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey
To love.
She hates us, does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom. Oh, are you now?
This is the best spin that's been written.
Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
We are going to free her.
Please don't. You can't stop all of us, you villain. Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say. Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side.
I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top. Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill her. Finally preached to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position
is that what you're doing?
The only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do.
Proceeded to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin
The
is
knife
hardly
isn't
the
here either.
interior
She
at all
has it.
anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right? There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Because she has it.
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Well, the dead girl had
If she
it.
does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab
This is the
us,
first time I
which
agree with Spit.
doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
Wipe the mirror
Reach
clean.
forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Entered the basement.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to be free. I mean it.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here, and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
See down the stairs.
Continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm trapped here as well as you are. You need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
I know.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
You're in a prison. You're in a prison that you're making. I broke the cycle. Is there nothing I could say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own.
We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration, our devotion, our kindness.
I guess I don't have anything left to say to you. Fine, if you're going to be like that. Then maybe it's time for either of us to say anything. All that counts as action.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Shut up.
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed.
Or, hear me out,
we slay her.
Yeah,
right
that's the
here,
opportunist.
Right now, she's
right
never
there.
been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
I see that the lines have been drawn.
It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count?
Because he's clearly not one of us.
That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
Fucking dude.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it
God
this
damn
time.
it, opportunist.
I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
I get that.
She flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he?
He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning.
Shut up.
The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down
Aw.
her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
Not the worst thing you described.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Yes, sir.
Can we actually do that? No, you can't. Absolutely not. You know as well as I do that we can. And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge. Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss?
You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now?
Come on now, this is the big moment!
I love how much they're teasing him.
Fine. You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us?
And then each of you close your eyes and kiss. Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection.
Please. I think he actually likes romance. If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would expend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now.
You do like romance.
He's making fun of us.
Oh, that too.
It doesn't matter either way, because this is good stuff.
I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever. You open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
That was nice.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us?
I keep forgetting you can
Love
move
is
this.
an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way.
What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Step into the thorns.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend.
This
the
is so
stairs without
cute.
obstacle.
I love
This is
this.
unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
Amen,
We'll
brother.
weave something new together. Something better.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you
This is
open
so
the door
cute.
and
Oh my
step out
God.
into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
Sorry, love. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again.
Curtis, it's going to be okay. Just trust me.
What is that supposed to mean? You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
There she is.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
You say me back, I'm not alone. Things whose voices speak to me. Some of them are me, but none of them is... I'm ready to go back. How many more?
1.
I'll do this last one, and then...
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
One last thing, and then I bring the thorn to her. I don't know what other endings we can do right now.
Make your way up.
I can't really think of any. What we could do is go back to one of these. Go back to one of these. It's supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around.
What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not. Your will was so
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back. Her chains shatter.
Alright.
So this is it then. Let's see this through.
So, that whatever world you want to build without me, despite our differences, I've...
Oh, that's the end. Whoopsies. Awkward.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Just go first.
You're the one who said you can't leave here without me, which means I hold all my cards. Either you go first or we stay here. Up to you.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially. What is she doing?
I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really?
No, we're fine.
Eh.
The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs.
Step into the stairs.
You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never. Just keep your eyes peeled when you get out of the basement, if you catch my drift.
I don't follow.
Oh, you'll know it when you see it.
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you. But something catches her eye. Oh no.
Oh no? It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs. That was the whole keep your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back and we would have been winners.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little scheme that would be. Too bad I got here first, and I don't even need it. Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place. Locked in the basement, I thought for sure she was just going to stab us. The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful?
I'm too familiar. Okay, what happens now? I'm stuck here.
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's gone.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise,
Oh.
Otherwise, I would have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure.
why is everything going away? I feel cold.
With that, I think that's all the witch endings, I think. We don't get the chance to respond normally
She's
ever.
gone. And there's
Or some mirror. Or some...
This doesn't feel right.
This is the finale, isn't it? This is the first one.
I am a growing core.
Yeah, whatever. Just I'm ready to go back.
I will be here.
Yeah, I know that. And with that, I'm gonna end it. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Again, if you want more of this, do let me know. And with that, because there's like, what? I'm 49% done. So if you want to see me 100% this, let me know. I'll be very happy to. So, yeah. Bye-bye.